Fannie Lou Hamer, testimony before the Credentials Committee, Democratic National Convention. On June the 9th, 1963, I had attended a voter registration workshop, was returning back to Mississippi. 10 of us was traveling by the Continental Trailway bus. When we got back to Winona, Mississippi, which is Montgomery County, 4 of the people got off to use the washroom and 2 of the people to use the restaurant. The people that had gone in to use the restaurant was ordered out. During this time, I was on the bus. But when I looked through the window and saw they had rushed out, I got out of the bus to see what had happened. And one of the ladies said, it was a state highway patrolman and a chief of police ordered us out. I got back on the bus, and one of the persons that had gone to the washroom got back on with me. As soon as I was seated on the bus, I saw when they began to get the 5 people into the highway patrolman's car. I stepped off the bus to see what was happening, and somebody screamed from the car that the 5 workers was in, "Get that one there." And when I got in the car, when the man told me I was under arrest, he kicked me. I was carried to the county jail and put in a booking room. They left some of the people in the booking room and began to place us in cells. I was placed in a cell with a young woman called Miss Avesta Simpson. After I was placed in the cell, I could hear the sounds of horrible licks and screams. I could hear the sounds of horrible screams, and I could hear somebody say, "Can you say yes, sir, nigga? Can you say yes, sir?" She would say, "Yes, I can say yes, sir." "Well, say it then." She said, "I don't know you well enough." They beat her. I don't know for how long, and after a while she began to pray and ask God to have mercy on those people. And it wasn't too long before 3 men came to my cell, and one of these men was a state highway patrolman. He asked me where I was from, and I told him Louisville. He said, "We're gonna check this." And they left my cell, and it wasn't too long before they came back. He said, "You're from Louisville, all right," and he has a curse word. And then he said, "We're gonna make you wish you were dead." I was carried out of that cell into another cell where they had 2 Negro prisoners. The state highway patrolman ordered the first Negro to take the blackjack. The first Negro prisoner ordered me, by order of the state highway patrolman, to lay down on my face on the bunk bed. And I laid on my face, and they began to beat me. And I was beat by the first Negro until he was exhausted. And I was holding my hand behind me at the time on my left side because I suffered from polio when I was 6 years old. And after the first Negro had beat me until he was exhausted, the state highway patrolman ordered the second Negro to take the blackjack. The second Negro began to beat me, and I began to work my feet. And the state highway patrolman ordered the first Negro that had beat me to sit on my feet to keep me from working my feet. I began to scream, and one white man got up and hit me in the head and began to beat me and tell me to hush. One white man, my dress had worked up high, and I pulled my dress down, and he pulled my dress back up. I was in jail when Medgar Evers was murdered. All of this on account that we want to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I fear for America. Is this the America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off the hook because our lives are threatened daily? Because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Thank you.